All right, dig it. Got my mic on. All right, I'm heading out in a little bit, but I had like a half hour to kill, so I thought I would do a live stream. So I'm going to listen to a suspense program while I live stream a webcomic that I've been working on. It's actually the last page, and I just need to ink this, and I want to get it done. So thought I'd do that, do a live stream as well. And the show I'm listening to today is an episode of Suspense from 1961, and it's called Nightman. So curious. It's clearly not Dayman and the Nightman like on Always Sunny, but thought the title sounded interesting, so I'm going to give that a shot. So we'll listen to that. I'm going to start drawing. We'll share my screen over here. There we go. Oops. Seems like it restarted without me. Hold on. Let's try this again.
And now,
there it is.
Another tale well calculated to keep you in
suspense. Deep voice.
Most of us live out our lives in quiet desperation, beset by nameless fears, plagued by unconscious guilts. We adjust our neuroses to reality as best we may, and somehow stay clear of the loony bin.
The loony bin.
He who knows what frightens him, for then he can do something about it, as does the young lady in the story you're about to hear. Certainly, there's nothing like action to dispel anxiety. And any psychiatrist can tell you that if you face up to your fear,
good Lord,
it usually disappears. Or does it? Well, we'll find out as in a moment we listen to Nightman, written for Suspense by Lucille Fletcher. The time, election night, 1956. The place,
CBS election headquarters in New York. Robert Trout speaking. This is the way the total popular vote looks for president at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. 30 minutes past 7 in New York. Eisenhower has 222,000 votes. Stevenson has 196,000 votes.
An early tabulation, 4 years ago, election night. That story is history. And once again, election year has rolled
when
around.
I do these close-up ones, I always have a hard time determining the thickness of the lines that I should do because I got it so zoomed in.
Headquarters. With him will be a staff of top CBS newsmen to analyze major trends. Edward R. Murrow, Lowell Thomas, and Eric Sevareid. To relay the overall progress of the vote, Blair Clark. Howard K. Smith will interpret electronic computer data. Night-long, get election story from top-ranking CBS News on CBS Radio.
I wonder what network this program was on.
But, Miss Rhodes, it's impossible. This is a maximum security prison. We haven't had an escape in years.
Well, you have one now, Warden. Tom Nixon.
How can you be sure?
I saw him in New York City 2 days ago.
Did you know him well?
Well enough. He was my mother's star boarder for years. Why, I sat opposite him at the dinner table from the time I was a girl of 15 until he murdered her. And now somehow he's escaped from here and he's after me.
Miss Rhodes, it's impossible, I say.
Warden Gray, 10 years ago, when Mother was found murdered, I knew it couldn't have been anyone but Tom. I testified against him. I was the chief.
My name's Tom, by the way.
The only
so this is going to be weird to
trial.
listen to.
And when they sentenced him here,
I don't even know this person's mother.
He swore to kill me. He swore in the open court to get even with me. For 10 years, I've lived in deadly fear of him. And now he's free.
Good Lord.
Where exactly did you see the prisoner, Miss Rhodes?
That's just the point. That's why I know he's after me. I saw him in the building where I live.
Well, I don't see how.
He has a job there, running the elevator at night.
Yeah,
I live all alone in a small 3-room penthouse on the 18th floor of an office building. The other night, about a week ago, I came home alone from the movie.
I do love the background music
midnight.
in this, though.
I was already in the elevator before I noticed there was a new Nightman. It was Tom.
Ah.
His hair had
Sorry,
turned
I'm gonna
white
do
and
that
there
every
was a
time, aren't I?
droop to his shoulders, but everything about him, the crook of his head, his high, thin nose, the hollow cheekbones were all the same. And then he turned and stared at me. I could see those deadly, pale, cold eyes, those heavy eyebrows, that familiar, quiet...
I'm not too worried about the thickness on the pants because those are going to be colored in black anyway, so it doesn't matter.
What for, miss?
Did I just say the thickness in the pants?
The penthouse, please.
The penthouse.
Phrasing.
Where's that? On the roof?
Yes, on the roof, please. 18th floor.
Okay.
It was like being in a cage with a wild beast. He kept watching me, peering at me furtively as the elevator moved upward with agonizing slowness. I shrank back to hide my face. The light in the car was dim. My
Did this just
only
freeze?
hope was
Oh, there we
that
go.
he recognized me.
Didn't.
Here's your floor, miss.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. You can go back down. I don't need anything, thank you.
What's the matter? Did you forget your key?
No, it's just... It's right here in my bag. I'll find it in a minute.
Want me to let you in?
Let me in? Why, no.
I got pass keys to all the doors. It's no trouble.
No, thanks, but no, here. I have it right here. Good night.
Sleep tight.
In just a moment, we will return for the second act of Suspense.
What would it be like to walk around with a voice like that
Since
all
show
day
business
long?
is the business of entertainment, performers are far from dull folk. Now, this is a matter you'll have fun verifying each Sunday night when the Mitch Miller Show brings sparkling show business chatter your way over these CBS radio stations. So give Mitch Miller and his guests a listen and prove it to yourself.
Oops.
Now, an average attendance at one of Mr. M's soirees might include a Broadway actress chatting about her craft with a comedian. Around on the other side of the round table, you might hear a singer try out a few songs for size on a film director or producer also in attendance. But no matter who's on hand for this happy open house, no matter what stars of the entertainment world are bandying the banter about, you can be sure a good time will be had by all, yourself included. So Sunday nights, get better acquainted with your favorite limelight personalities on the Mitch Miller Show.
I will. Thank you. Do that better.
And that was the first time you saw him?
Yes, Warden.
And that was all he did?
Shoot.
Or said?
Yes, but it wasn't so much what he said as the awful feeling that he was only playing with me, torturing me until he was ready to kill me. Warden Graves, I don't even have a telephone. I've always been afraid to be listed in the phone book. And the only way up to that penthouse is by that one elevator. I was trapped up there at his mercy.
Well, what did you do?
Spent the night crouched against the wall with a flat iron in my hand, waiting for that key to click in my lock.
But it didn't?
No, it didn't. The next day, I began to wonder if I wasn't imagining the whole thing.
Yeah.
Then that night...
It's funny, I'm literally just listening to this one. Usually I have more to say about it, but I'm kind of like,
Call me Miss Rhodes. There was a cruel, sarcastic smile about his lips. The kind of smile I'd seen him give to Mama.
You think he recognized you then?
Recognized me? Warden Graves, I haven't changed. Perhaps I've grown a little thinner, but don't you see, he'd come there only to
weird
trap
little
me.
compliment to herself.
He'd taken that particular job, plotted, schemed. It was only a question of when he was going to do it, when the axe was going to fall. He kept grinning at me as I stepped out of the elevator. And then just as I was going to bed... Who is it? Who's there?
Oh, excuse me, Miss Rhodes. There wasn't any answer to my ring.
What do you want? What are you doing here?
It's your laundry. They told me to put it inside in case you weren't home.
You might have given me time to answer the door.
I'm sorry, Miss Rhodes. I'm very sorry.
Don't let it happen again. Good night.
I was just thinking. You've got no way to get up here or down except in my elevator.
No.
Even the service elevator doesn't get up this far, does it?
No.
You're really all alone up here, aren't you?
Yes. Tom. Tom, if you come any closer, I'll kill you. You hear? I'll kill you with my bare hands.
I don't understand what you're talking about, miss. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Wow.
There's my buzzer. I better answer it.
In a moment, we will return for the third act of
Seriously, that guy's
Suspense.
voice is dope. I would just walk around all day, just walking up to people going,
Ever notice the way Pepsi-Cola has of disappearing fast? It's easy to understand when you remember how every ice-cold ounce of Pepsi tingles with a taste that everybody in the family enjoys.
Tingles.
And then, too, there's no time limit on Pepsi. Day or night, with meals or by itself, work days or weekends, for parties or all by yourself. Ah, but the thing that really makes Pepsi go
Overextended
fast
there.
is its light touch. Pepsi always
right.
refreshes lightly,
Let's
without
see.
filling.
Give him
So a Pepsi just
a
never
minute
tastes
there.
like too much. To make sure your supply of Pepsi meets the demand, always buy an extra carton or two. You can't run a household without it.
Be sociable, look smart, keep up
to date with Pepsi. Drink light, refreshing Pepsi. Stay debonair.
sociable, have a Pepsi.
Okay. All right, so I got that dude drawn in. Now I can do his word bubble.
I haven't seen him since, Warden. I barricaded myself in again that night, and next morning I got down to the public phone and put through the call to you. But it wasn't any use.
It was the day I was out of town.
Yes, but I still don't
Yeah,
see why they couldn't
that'll
have told me. After all, I was giving them information.
Well, it's one of our strictest regulations at also a part of the state
I might not
penitentiary.
even draw the top
never
part.
to discuss any of our prisoners over the telephone.
That's what they said.
So, you came all the way out here in person.
Yes.
Now, you want me to send someone
Yuck.
to apprehend this man?
I want you to bring him back. That's all. Back where he belongs.
Miss Rhodes, I can't bring Tom Nixon back. He's here.
Shoot.
Oh, no. No, Warden Graves, please. I've seen him with my own eyes. I've talked to him face to face. Maybe there's someone here calling himself Tom Nixon.
Finish this
But
background on
he's
this one. Oh,
escaped.
wait, no, I got that
He's
person back
free.
there.
I know it.
Will
Meet
you
Morp.
just step this way with me, Miss Rhodes?
No, I don't want to see. I don't want to see his cell or talk to anybody.
Tom Nixon is dead, Miss Rhodes.
Hmm?
He's buried in the prison cemetery. I'd like for you
What?
to see his grave. Now, this is a photograph taken of him just a week before he died. See, he wasted away quite a bit. He was in the infirmary all last year. Became very religious, too, toward the end. Spent a good deal of his time praying.
Praying?
Yeah. All the fight seemed to go out of him as soon as he knew that he was seriously ill. Now, you'd say this was his picture. Wouldn't you, Miss Rhodes?
Yeah.
Yes, it's Tom, all right.
These little personal belongings. Ordinarily, we turn these over to the family, but in Tom's case, well, we couldn't trace the family.
So they're just going to give it to
recognize these as his.
the person that's accusing him of
I don't know them all.
being
but
a
that
criminal. That doesn't sound
gold watch. He used to wear it every Sunday. His mother's.
He wrote a couple of notes before he died to his fellow prisoner and to the
Sorry,
prison
my
chaplain.
phone buzzed.
Yeah. You recognize his handwriting?
Yes, this seems to be Tom's.
Well, Miss Rhodes, you feel a little better about your elevator operator now?
You must think me a fool. An awful fool.
No, not at all.
But the likeness was so extraordinary. It was almost like seeing a ghost.
A ghost? Oh, come on, Miss Rhodes. Now that you've gotten all this off your chest, isn't it perfectly obvious?
Drawing.
Man's done nothing
Drawing in the
or
background.
said nothing to
Sorry.
you at all.
I'm
out of
actually
the
really
ordinary.
focused on this one.
Some
Usually
of
I'm
it
more
is.
chatty.
Well, you seem to be the victim of some kind of a guilt complex.
Guilt complex? Well, I'm not guilty of anything.
No, well, what I mean is Tom has been on your mind now for 10 years. You testified against him.
Is
He
on
threatened
my
you.
mind.
Gradually,
Yes, I
you
am.
came to see him everywhere.
No, only this once. Only these last few
Oops,
nights.
overextended
All
that.
right. But now you know the truth.
Meat more.
That should
Moot,
clear
mop,
your
mop.
fears forever. Tom's dead and buried. Go back here and take a look at this night man again. Now that you know Tom's dead, I'll lay odds the whole resemblance will vanish.
I hope so.
My advice to you,
True.
Miss Rhodes, would be to go straight home. Use that elevator as much as possible. Get acquainted with this night man. For your own sake, try to get the better of these hallucinations.
Is this
That's all
actually
they
just
are.
about a fear of elevators?
Just hallucinations.
I wonder what that would be called.
In a moment, we continue with the concluding act of Suspense.
Yeah, let's see how this thing turns out.
Hi. Maybe you'll recall
Hi.
this tuneful reminder of times past.
Okay. Turn it. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
This is Dennis James with something else worth remembering.
Oof.
It's this. You're so right to stay regular with Kellogg's All Brand.
So good
It's
looking.
the normal, natural way to youthful regularity. The whole brand content of Kellogg's All Brand supplies your system with all the bulk-forming food that you need every day.
Just that ending.
There's only one All Brand. It's Kellogg's All Brand. So relieve irregularity from lack of bulk, as millions do, with a bowl full of Kellogg's All Brand each morning. A-double-L-B-R-A-N. It's Kellogg's All Brand.
Shoot. There we go. Stupid thing. Yikes.
Good evening.
Evening, miss.
Could you help me with these bags, please?
Okay. That all, miss?
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
This is
too
for
big
you,
of a
sir.
nose on that one.
No, thank you, miss. I never take tips.
No, it's all right. I'd like you to have it. I'm sure the superintendent wouldn't mind.
The superintendent hasn't anything to do with it.
No. Well, Aren't we going
Well,
to
what?
start?
Yeah. All right. Been out of town?
Why, yes, I have.
Yeah, I haven't seen you for a couple of nights.
I was in the country, visiting with a friend.
Oh.
It's beautiful weather out in the country this time of year.
I wouldn't know.
Well, my floor already.
No, it's not.
You know,
Then why are we stopping?
I ride the elevator all
The
the time, and I don't
elevator's
talk to no one.
Power's
Like,
cut
you
off.
don't have to engage in
At
conversation.
all?
Uh-huh.
But how could that happen? It's never happened before.
Of
As
course,
long as
back
I've
then, you
lived
couldn't
here.
just look at your phone.
Well, sooner or later, I guess it had to happen.
Well, isn't there some way we can
More
I
phone
get it
words.
back on? Some buzzer for the cellar or something?
If the power's off, the buzzer isn't working. So wonder the lights are still on.
The light.
Yeah. They'll probably go out in a minute, though, and then it'll be black in here.
Yikes.
Black as the grave.
Oh. Let's get out of here. Open the door.
Can't. She won't budge.
But you haven't even tried.
I don't have to try. We're stuck between floors. The door's flush with solid wall.
Solid wall.
Yeah. Kind of like being bricked up in a cell.
But there must be some way out of here. Some
I think it's the
Isn't
people
there a
skills that
little
got
door
him
in the
this
roof?
elevator control
something you
guy
can pry
job.
Open? Something you can climb up out of and into the shaft?
Don't see any.
But what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Wait.
Wait.
Wait until somebody
Well,
comes
that's the
along
wrong
downstairs
expression
and
for
finds
this
the elevator
text.
stuck
I
and then
guess I didn't
rings
look
up
at the text when I
supernumerary.
was drawing this.
That might be ours.
Get rid of
Might
these.
be.
No! Help! Help, somebody! Help!
You're wasting your breath.
Oh!
Everybody's left the building. I know because they're all signed out. Nobody's down in the basement. There won't be any passengers ringing for an elevator this time of night.
You seem awfully sure about all that.
Jumpy, ain't you?
No, I suppose really there's nothing to be afraid of. Sooner or later, they'll come.
Oh, sure. Sooner or
Sure.
It's just that being stuck up here between these...
You're not jumpy on account of me.
You? Oh, I
No.
know.
No.
No, of course not.
But you were kind of jumpy the other night. With me. Weren't you?
The other night?
When I brought the laundry into your apartment.
I'm going to put
Unexpectedly.
the bubble back
Oh,
here because
that?
the guy's on the other side of
That
him.
was a mistake.
A mistake?
I just thought you were someone else, a friend of mine. Someone I've always been
I'm
afraid
going to
of.
move his eyes, too.
Oh.
God, I really didn't
But
pay attention
now
to
I've
this
learned
panel
it
when I
couldn't be
drew
you
it.
because this friend's dead. Dead and buried.
Dead and buried.
Yes.
What was his name? Maybe I know him.
Oh. The lights went out.
I knew they'd go sooner or later.
No, they can't. I can't stay here alone in the dark with you.
Oh, so you are jumpy with me.
No. No.
I thought you said
Maybe
this
I
guy
want him
was
to be
dead
angry,
and buried.
too.
He is. He is. I saw him scream.
What are you
I saw...
screaming? What are you screaming like that?
Oops.
Only it's so dark in here. So close and creepy and
What did you do to this friend that makes you so jumpy?
do to him? Well, nothing. I didn't do
This is
a thing.
starting to sound like a setup.
No?
It was he. He threatened me. He was a murderer. He killed my mother in cold blood 10 years ago. He was our boarder for 10 years.
That's better.
And one afternoon, don't move! Don't move!
I'm not moving. Go on.
You're in an elevator.
Afternoon, I came home and There was Mother lying on the floor with her throat. No! No, where
That
are you?
is
I
up
can't
too
see you.
high. I'm going to move that guy
Go on.
down.
No. No, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Tom!
Can't stand it.
It's you, Tom, isn't it?
Yes.
I thought you said your friend was dead and buried.
Stop it. Stop torturing me. Tell me the truth. You escaped, didn't you? You didn't die. And it was someone else's grave. Just as I thought you escaped and found me here. Answer me! Tom, where are you? I can't see you! No! No! No, Tom!
What?
Tom, no! I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to send you there. It was only because I loved you, Tom. I loved you for years and hated Mother. And I hated you for loving her. It was only to get revenge on you both that I killed her and framed you.
Shoot.
Oh,
Shoot
Tom,
again.
Mother was
Oops.
so cruel to me.
Too many.
She treated me like a slave. And all the time, flaunting you in my face. If you'd spoken one kind word to me, Tom, at the trial. One word to let me know you loved me. You're going
Time's up.
to kill me. Aren't you, Tom? No! No, Tom, I don't want to die! I don't want to die!
Freaking out.
Why are we going down?
There's a passenger ringing in the lobby.
Then you're not Tom?
No, miss.
You're not going to kill me?
Wait.
Not me.
It was all just a crazy hallucination, like the warden said. Just because the power went off and you look so much like Tom Nixon. Oh, forgive me. Please forgive me for being so absurd.
There's nothing to forgive.
And you'll forget about those silly things I said, won't you? I didn't mean them. It was just because I was beside myself.
What silly things, ma'am?
Oh, those silly things about my mother and Tom and... Here, this is for you. No, I insist this time. I insist.
I'm sorry. But I'm afraid I never accept tips.
Oh, but please.
Particularly from a dame who framed my twin brother.
Ah, boo. Twin brother.
Good evening, Warden.
I loved him, but had no idea he had a twin brother.
She's confessed.
Yeah, I thought she would, Lieutenant.
No. No!
That hand is way off. I'm going to redraw it. Good Lord.
Suspense. You've been listening to Nightman, written for suspense by Lucille Fletcher. In a moment, the names of our players.
I
and a
just
word
made
about
that look
next
like a
week's
claw.
story
That's weird.
Of suspense. How would you like to make a new friend?
Yeah,
Well,
that thumb is
students
awful.
and teachers in
Awful in
Japan,
the first
young
one, too.
people in their 20s, in the new nations of Africa and Southeast Asia, and adults all over the free world want to make friends with you. They want to know how you live, what kind of food you eat, what kind of work you do, what you read, what you do for entertainment. In other words, they want to know all about the American way
Why
of
am I
life.
having trouble with this
Now,
hand?
you can make a wonderful new acquaintance simply for the
I'm in
cost of a
general, too.
postage stamp. And all you have to do is this.
You know
If
what?
you are between
Don't
the
need it.
ages of 16
I
and
just
60,
won't draw it.
just drop a line to
I don't
Letters
like it. And I'm
Abroad,
not feeling it.
45 East 65th Street, New York, 21, New York, stating your age and your principal interests. And also, please enclose a stamped, self-addressed envelope. Letters Abroad will then put
Sounded
you
like
in
he
touch
said
with
spamped.
an interesting correspondent overseas.
Oh, that's the end of the episode. All right. That was the amount of time that I needed for finishing this. Let me finish this dude here, and then I'll move on. But I got to get going. I got to run to the post office. I got some stuff I sold online today, but I need to go before they close. But I had some time to kill. I wanted to get something else done. Good Lord. I do have Dayman stuck in my head because of that episode, but they didn't really call him the Nightman. Why was it even called the Nightman? Oh, because he was the night elevator man, so he was working at night. I suppose I'll allow it. Oh, backing up. There we go. It's funny. It does that to me where it's like, hey, it's backing up the files. But the other day I was drawing and I was coloring in sections. I had almost the entire page done, and I stopped for a second and did something else. Came back and my screen was in locked mode. I unlocked it and it had been backing up several times, and it would take a long time because coloring takes a lot of room on this old tablet that I'm using here. And I came back and the thing loaded like it was reloading the page that I had been coloring the whole time. And then it went back to the selection screen, and all it showed was my inking. And even some of the inking was like out of date. And backing up apparently doesn't do anything. I went and looked at all the automated backups, and there were at least like 5 while I was coloring it. And all it was just like the last time that I actually hit save, which was clearly the last time that I drew on it. None of the stuff that I did was backed up, even though it will do that backing up thing while I'm drawing on the screen. That's how I feel about that. Just in case you were wondering. Okay, I'm going to finish this bubble here because this is the last page, and I want to get... I like to at least set myself a goal of trying to do, at the very least, something to 3 panels a day. Like, I can do more than that, but I can come back, but before I stop, I like to at least do something to 3 panels. That's this, and he's talking, and we're closing this. I'm going to draw the little tail. Right. Oof. My bubble tails have been awful today. I've been actually getting a lot better at them. That is the eraser. Come on, pen. There we go. Okay. Now, that's what I'm done for today. Okay, so I got 3 panels, and then I just got to finish these up for this short story in the comic. So that is where I'm at today. Where is my switcher here? Come on, switch screen. There we go. It's also super bright out today, so I got way more light than I usually do here. That's it for now. It's my just drew on live stream. I got to get going. All right, bye.